for your clamshell progression to really work your outside glute muscles, including both your gluteus medius and your gluteus minimus, you're going to start with doing traditional clamshells. So laying on your side with your knees bent, hips bent at about 45 degrees, okay? Knees bent, feet stacked on top of each other. You're going to do a pelvic tilt by pulling your pubic bone up towards your belly button and engaging your lower abdominal muscles, all right? Do this without squeezing your bottom. Use just your abdominal muscles to do that. Next, you're going to rotate your top leg up, but think about doing it from your hip, not from raising your knee. So that's going to look like a rotation from the hip, not that I'm just trying to lift my knee up to the ceiling. I want to rotate and keep my feet together as I do so, all right? If I'm doing this correctly, I'm gonna feel the work happening right here, and I want to make sure that I avoid doing compensations such as rolling backwards, all right? I don't wanna do that. I wanna make sure that I stay still as I rotate that hip. I also want to avoid arching my back in order to go higher with my leg. That's why we do the pelvic tilt, to prevent the arching, all right? Now, when that becomes easy, or you're ready to work out a different outside glute muscle, you're gonna do a reverse clam. So for a reverse clam, you're in the same position, but now you're gonna get something like a half foam roll or a yoga block or a stiff pillow or rolled up towel that isn't gonna collapse in as you put it between your knees, all right? Put that between your knees, and you're going to do that pelvic tilt again. Now this time, instead of lifting and spreading your knees, you're going to lift your foot and rotate your hip in rather than out, all right? Things that you are not gonna do, you are not going to let that leg rotate off of the front of the yoga block, towel roll, pillow, whatever you got, okay? You're not gonna let this top knee go forward. It's gonna pretend that it's stuck in space, and you're rotating again from the hip. There's no movement happening at the knee, all right? If you are doing this correctly, you will feel the work a little bit more forward of where you felt the clamshell, so it's going to be kind of right on top of your greater trochanter bone rather than right behind it. But you want to make sure that you are not arching your back to go further. That's what the pelvic tilt is for. You also want to make sure that you're not letting the leg roll forward like we said. And then lastly, you want to make sure that you're not having your leg lift off of that foam roller, yoga block, whatever you got between your knees, okay? If this becomes easy, you would progress it by adding a looped TheraBand, and you're gonna put that around your knees for the regular clamshell, so that way you've got resistance now during your regular clamshell. And if you wanted to resist your reverse clamshell, you would just slide that TheraBand down to your ankles rather than your knees. Place this in here again. And then we're going to lift the feet apart, holding that pelvic tilt and keeping that knee in place. So this is how you can progress strengthening the outside of your hip.